What's up, guys, and welcome back to Fallout 4. So you can see from this screen here, the game is different from the last time we started. We're going to be doing with this like we did with Subnautica that we started yesterday. What is going on? Why is there always noise? Okay, so the game has just started. I went ahead and bypassed all of the opening, all the bullshit that we didn't need. There wasn't really a whole lot of story to it. It was just getting us to this point. So we're now in Vault 111. We've just come out of our cryopod. We know that our son's been stolen, and that's about it. Now you'll notice I went with the guy this time instead of the wife. And the reason that I went with him is because apparently there's actual backstory to these characters. The husband is a former soldier. The wife is a lawyer. So we're going to go with the soldier for this playthrough because we want to be able to kick some ass. Now, this episode, we're just going to be in Vault 111, and next episode's actually going to pick up after we have established a settlement in Sanctuary. I'm going to be bypassing some stuff that there's not a whole lot of story to because I want to show some of the pre-war stuff. So for here in Vault 111, I'm actually going to go through all the terminals, and we're going to go through all the lore of this place. I recorded this video a few days ago when I was sick. I mentioned this in yesterday's video. So I wanted to redo this. I still got a little bit of a tickle in my throat, but no big deal there. So we're here in Vault 111. Oh, there is a terminal here. Alright, what do we got? Cryogenic array. Offline premature termination resulting in failure, isolated manual, and remote overrides detected. Controls disabled. Okay. Life support. Life support offline. Same things. Okay. Pod occupant status. B1, Mr. Not going to try to pronounce that. Deceased. Cause of death, asphyxiation due to life support failure. Alright, how about B2? What do we got in B2? Deceased, asphyxiation. Are y'all all going to be asphyxiated? Asphyxiated. Alright, B4. Asphyxiated. B5, asphyxiated. B6, asphyxiated. Everybody in this chamber asphyxiated. So everyone choked to death. Understandably so, because the life support was cut off. I didn't see, mostly because I didn't look, if there was a terminal in here. There is a terminal in here. Okay. These are going to probably give me the same, yeah. So life support, same results as before. Oh, nope. Pod occupant status. C1 empty. Nora and Sean. Unknown pod door manual override engaged. Okay. Vance, that would be me. Unknown remote override engaged. Remote override engaged. Huh. Asphyxiated? Yep. And asphyxiated. I'm guessing all of these are... Yeah, everybody else asphyxiated. Pod 1 was empty, though.
God. Why would Vault do this?
Why can't I open the first chamber? There's no one in it. That's weird. Why isn't there anyone in the first chamber? Okay, well, okay, these were the B and C chambers. Where are the A chambers? Can't get through there? Alright. Alright, let's pick up this weapon. Giant roaches. Okay, there should be a security terminal. Yes, okay. Oh, and a stim pack. I'm gonna need to pick up that stim pack. Security instructions. Okay, confidential. Say, security eyes only. Violation VTP-01011. Vault 111 is designed to test long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware human subjects. Security staff are responsible for maintaining installation integrity and monitoring science staff activity. Under no circumstances are staff allowed to deviate from assigned duties. Insubordination or interference with vault operations are capital offenses. Security staff are authorized to use lethal force. Okay, so no one's allowed to interfere with the tests going on here, which the cryogenics operations protocol. Okay, there's more here than I thought there was going to be. Upon activation notice from Vault Tech, all personnel are required to report to the entry area and assist with the admittance of Vault residents. Security personnel will maintain order and ensure that no personnel or residents attempt to evacuate the vault. So security is supposed to welcome everyone in and make sure no one tries to leave. They just watched a nuke drop. They're not going to want to try to leave. Research staff will be responsible for resident intake and escort each to the designated cryogenic pod. Residents not accounted for in the manifest should be asked to step aside and detained forcefully by security if necessary. Okay, so stowaways, which is going to be really hard since they had originally had people outside in power armor with Gatling guns. It's going to be real hard for people to get in here that aren't supposed to be. But they're supposed to be forcefully detained if necessary. Okay, once all residents have been sealed into their preservation chambers, dispose of any detainees. Vault entryway must remain sealed under any circumstances. Okay, but how are you going... Okay, so you can't kick them out, but you have to forcefully detain them? Or disposed of. They have to be disposed of, but you can't open the front door. So how are you going to do that? Staff duties. Well, let's start with science staff. Members of a research team must daily monitor the vital signs of cryogenically preserved residents. Cardiopulmonary and cognitive activity in particular must be recorded hourly. Okay. Life-saving intervention is only permitted if greater than 80% of the resident population has perished in cryogenic suspension and must not interrupt suspension. Oh, wait, what? How are you going to pull that off? Okay, so if more than 80% have died, they're allowed to try to save residents, but they're not allowed to remove them from cryogenic freezing. So what are you going to do to them? Independent research is encouraged and left to overseer discretion. Okay. Security personnel. Security patrols, all to be carried out on constant 8-hour rotation. Security priorities include monitoring for signs of intrusion, checking for atmospheric leaks, settling disputes among personnel, enforcement of regulations set forth by overseer, enforcements of regulations set forth by Vault Tech. Okay, typical security stuff. Service and maintenance. Due to the nature of Vault 111, personnel will be expected to perform duties outside of their normal qualifications, such as janitorial duties and food preparation. The exact distribution of these roles will be left to the overseer's discretion. Okay, so they're going to be working on basically a skeleton crew. They're going to have security and they're going to have scientists. And so as far as cleaning up and feeding yourselves, everybody's going to be left to their own devices, is what it sounds like. The biggest thing here is, do you have maintenance staff for the generator? That's the thing that I'm curious about. Do you have staff for the generator? Your scientists are probably going to be specialized in biotech as opposed to engineering. So, oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. So yeah, all clear and evacuation. All clear message. Vault 111 is classified as a short-term assignment. Non-residential personnel are expected to carry out research duties and basic maintenance of Vault while awaiting the all-clear signal to evacuate. In the absence of an all-clear message from Vault Tech, the overseer may elect to evacuate staff after a mandatory shelter period of 180 days of containment. Under no circumstances may Vault 111 staff evacuate during the shelter period unless the all-clear message has been received. Okay, so that's the mandatory shelter period. So they have to be down here for at least 6 months, monitoring everybody before they can leave. And they can only leave if the overseer deems it okay, or if they receive a message from Vault Tech. So this is supposed to be the message from Vault Tech. Following nuclear event, Vault Tech will monitor hazards such as radiation levels, enemy invasion, subsequent attacks, and other factors. Once conditions are deemed safe, the terminal will receive an all-clear notice. Upon receiving the all-clear notice, Vault Tech personnel will be evacuated from the Overseer's discretion. Disregard any notices from organizations or individuals not associated with Vault Tech, including government, military. Residents are not to be disrupted or evacuated. Vault Tech will attend to their needs remotely once Vault 111 staff has been evacuated. I don't think that... I'm pretty sure Vault Tech dies. Okay, security logs. Okay, so now we're gonna... Okay, so we know procedure. We know the procedure for this place. Scientists are to be monitoring the residents. Security staff is to be enforcing the rules and keeping everyone safe and making sure that the vault is not breached. So let's see what security actually had to say during the period. Now, the bombs dropped on October 23rd. So let's see it. God, it finally happened. The world is over. Barely got all the residents' side. Not everyone made it, which I think was evident from the first chamber in a C block being empty. Now it's just us and the icebergs. I don't get it. Eggheads try to explain to me what they're keeping them frozen is a big experiment for the better of the future or something. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right that we're smiling at them all that time before putting them on ice. Shouldn't we have told them something? So this guy feels guilty because he didn't tell the residents coming in that they were going to be frozen. Christmas Day. Christmas Underground got together with the rest of security boys and support staff and had a little party. Best gift that got handed out was a Fancy Lad snack cake that wasn't too stale. None of the scientists came. Overseer wasn't there either. I just don't get them. They're hiding something from us. Another company secret for all the higher-ups. Whatever, just a few more months and the all-clear signal is supposed to come through. Then we can start rebuilding. I don't think that signal's ever going to come, dude. Alright, so another... Okay, so that was 2 months later. So let's now go nearly 3 months more. So we're at about 5 months at this point. Only a few weeks left in a mandatory shelter period. Everyone's getting stir-crazy. Some people are even saying the all-clear signal is never coming, which it's not. We can't stay here much longer, that's for sure. It's not just the fact that I've been staring at the same break room and bunk bed for over 6 months. It hasn't been 6 months unless you were here prior to the bombs dropping, which is a possibility. It's the fact that we only have enough food left for another few months, tops. The Overseer keeps telling everyone to be patient, focus on work. He's definitely keeping us out of the loop. Something bad is going on. I just know it. Something bad is definitely going on, and it's not really anything that anybody can do anything about. April 23rd. Okay, so we're now at a point... This is 6 months. This is pretty much 6 months to the day of when the bombs drop. So that's going to be your 180-day mark, or 180-day mark. Okay. The main door accessing the vault exit is malfunctioning. Now the only way to get out is through the Overseer's evacuation tunnel. How convenient for him. He has one of the science team watching the door into his office at all times from a little makeshift checkpoint. Got invited to a meeting tonight, support staffers and security only. Sounds like I'm not the only one with an axe to grind. So everybody's upset because they've been trapped down in the vault and they think they should be leaving. No all clear from Vault Tech is coming. We need to leave. We're all but out of food. I almost murdered Stanley for dropping a damn salt cracker on the floor. A handful of us are confronting the Overseer about opening the vault. I never knew a man that small could shout that loud. Now he's locked himself in his office along with the rest of the science staff. We're supposed to hand over any food, weapons, and medicine we have by tonight, or there's going to be consequences. I've talked to everyone. It's time. One way or another, we're getting out of this vault. Okay, so that was the last entry. Did that give me a date? No, there's no date attached to that, so there's no telling whenever this happened. But that's definitely a mutiny. There's a mutiny going up against the Overseer and the science staff, and that's everything for the security terminal. So now, anything in here that's interesting? No? Alright. Okay, let's see if we can find anything. Oh, gotta kill that.
Giant roaches. What the hell?
Okay, so they did have a security staff. They had a maintenance staff. They did make that apparent that there was a support staff. I'm assuming that they were there for facilities management, generator, life support, things like that. That's most likely what the maintenance team was for. Another terminal. Overseer memo. Remember, use of recreational terminal is a privilege. If work performance declines, this privilege may be revoked. Enjoy responsibly. Okay. Okay, these are the initials for the people who the top 10 scoring. What's really funny about this is a lot of these names, a lot of these initials are actually console commands. So if you play this on PC and you go into the console, you can type in these commands or type in these initials, and they give different results. TIM or TGM is the one that's going to be your God mode. QQQ is going to be the quick kill. For Fallout 4, it automatically shuts down the program. TCL is to toggle the collisions that allows you to walk through walls. I don't know what the rest of them do, but I know those three are ones that's in there. So that's the top 10. Play tape. Let's see what this is like. Red Menace. This is Donkey Kong. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. This is interesting. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, we need... Oh, we don't need to keep going with this. Come on. Oh, shit. Alright, come on. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, well. Well, I fucked up. No, we're not going to... We are going to take the tape, though. Okay. Anything else in here? Consequence? Anything? Items? Card mug. It's weird that the shower is off of the rec room. But I guess the bunks are off the rec room, so... Are there any notes or anything like that? Anything useful? Nothing at all? Alright. No additional information in there. So this is the generator room. The generator, having been running for about 200 years, is suffering a little. So we have a dead body here. Okay. So this is probably one of the makeshift checkpoints that that they talked about in the security terminal. Is this little over here? Somebody standing here. They got the clipboard here. Dead body. I'm guessing that's one of the security guys. So... Oh, more roaches. Oh, shit. Ah, fuckers. Okay, so more roach. You'd think there'd be more bodies, though. Right? Like, there's only been one skeleton. Oh, okay, here's another one. We got some stim packs. Got a gun, got some ammo. This is a scientist, though. I wonder if this is the Overseer, because this is the Overseer's desk. Okay. Ammo, weapons. If this is his office, this should be his bedroom. Pack of cigarettes. Ammo. Okay, well. He had his own private bathroom, too. Everybody else had to share it. Okay, so here's
Nice.
the cryolator.
Back later for you.
But I don't have a lockpick skill high enough to get that. Okay. So let's see what's in the Overseer's terminal. Okay, up. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Overseer instructions. Overseer's eyes only. Vault 111 is designed to test the long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware human subjects. Your staff will be on a short-term assignment to monitor the basic cardiopulmonary and cognitive functions. Long-term monitoring will be handled remotely by Vault Tank. Okay, we already knew that. Under no circumstances is suspension to be disrupted. This includes the administration of life-saving measures. Your staff is also considered expendable. Ooh. Insubordination or attempts to evacuate prematurely are capital violations. Unused cryogenic pods are preferred method for cadaver disposal. Okay. So that lets us know what they were planning on doing with stowaways. They were going to kill the stowaways, and then they were going to lock them in cryo chambers. That's a little fucked up. Alright, the cryolator. I've long dreamed of making cryogenic freezing available in portable, on-demand form. The cryolator is my latest attempt. Thankfully, we're on no short supply of the chemicals and components. I need to tinker with the prototype. It's all nice. It's a nice way to occupy the time as we wait for the all-clear signal. Okay, so... So the Overseer was apparently one of the scientists as well. And he was working on the cryolator, which is interesting. Operations Protocol Management. We already all went through all of that. Overseer's log. Okay, yep, see, there it is, Mutiny. Preparations. The final staff orientation is complete. All but a few residents down in Sanctuary Hills have been enrolled, and several from Concord as well. Vault Tech supervisors came up this week to do a technical review with me. This vault is ready to open. I can only imagine what wonders our residents will get to witness. The notion of leaping forward in time, I almost wish I could join them and see the promise of a future realized. See, now this is another thing, is it didn't look like there were ever any plans to unfreeze them. So I don't know why the Overseer seems to think that that's what the result's going to be. October 23rd, it happened. We were lucky that most of the staff was nearby when the early warnings came, though we had less notice than expected, but only Nordhagen was missing when the sealed entrance. Resident admittance went smoothly. Everyone made it, even the family that waited till the last minute, talking about us. I was worried there would be more suspicion, but things happened so fast for these people. They must have been too overwhelmed to question the cryogenic pods. And yes, I do believe that the people would feel that way. I do think that they'd be too overwhelmed with what's going on. System malfunctions. Strange issue today with pod C3. Subject appeared to be having heart palpitations. Nothing life-threatening, but unusual. We realized almost too late the pod was malfunctioning. The cryogenic array almost started thawing her out. Ooh. We're not sure, but I suspect a hiccup in Vault-Tech's remote override system may have sent an errant signal. We have to keep an eye out. I only hope their systems are reliable once we evacuate the staff. So he still thinks that they're going to be evacuating and that the remote facility is still going to be in charge. I can almost guarantee that remote facility that's supposed to be monitoring them, everyone there is dead. Supplies running low. There's been no all-clear signal yet, even though we're nearing the end of the 180-day mandatory shelter period. Supplies were never intended to last much more than that. And despite my best efforts, people are beginning to question what we're doing down here. As far as I can tell, you're just studying people, the effects of being frozen for a long period of time. If people think we can just leave when the 180 days are up, they're insane. The radioactive exposure will still be potent enough to fry everyone. If the vault seals are breached that early, the whole point of the all-clear signal was to receive additional instructions from the main office. I don't know what to do. I can't open the vault. I can't expect our supplies to last forever. I just have to keep everything under control until the all-clear. Okay, and this is the first I'm hearing that the all-clear was actually additional instructions and not an actual, you can leave the vault. This is the first I'm hearing of that, so So there's information that the Overseer has that we don't have access to. A faction led by security personnel have turned on me, demanding that they be allowed to leave the vault. Idiots, I will not open the door to be irradiated to death out there. I'm consolidating the remaining supplies, putting the staff on lockdown. We're going to have to start prioritizing who deserves what little food we have left. I've been too damn generous with the rations. If people don't like it, well, that's fewer mouths to feed. Okay, so there was a mutiny. But you'd think there would be more bodies. Like, that's my thing. We found 2 bodies so far. And now, open evacuation tunnel. The personnel evacuation tunnel is now open. Remind staff orally. That's just an automated message. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you. Okay. Ew. Alright, that one's dead. That one's dead. One more. Alright. Oh, we've charged up the critical. Oh, and there's another one. Okay. Yes, I'm taking the radroach meat. I can use it. I can cook it and raise my experience a little bit faster. Okay. Wait. Oh, I think I need to check for out here. So we have the roaches, but there are no more bodies. Like, what happened to the rest of the staff? Alright, here's... Okay. All these fucking roaches. Okay, some roach meat. Okay, so I've got 2 scientists here. One manning the door, the other, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Guessing another security officer over here. But that's it. You can't, there's no way that you ran this whole thing with such a low staff. There's so many people that are just implied to be missing now. Like, there's a total of 5 bodies in this entire vault. You know, excluding the people that were residents. So I wonder if they killed them and froze them and then they just died themselves from starvation. Like, there's no additional logs after the mutiny, and you don't even know when the mutiny happens. Yeah, that's great. I don't need to know all the shit about the Pit Boy. Okay. Okay, so now you see I am at the beginning of the game and all my specials are at 10. I wanted to be completely open about how this character is built. This character is going to have a lot of perks that they shouldn't have. They're going to have a lot of ability, like all of this here. They're going to have a lot of things they shouldn't just naturally have. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can progress lore-wise easier. So I can show you more about the game and in a shorter period of time that doesn't require as much grinding. Now, I will be doing grinding outside of filming because there's more that you're going to want to see, or that I'm going to want to have done, because we're going to be siding with the Railroad in this, which, in my opinion, is the only good guy faction in the game. But we're going to be siding with the Railroad, so we have to do a lot of missions for them. Which one is C3? Which one is C3? Because they said that somebody was having issues in C3. And it's because they were coming out, it's Mr. Callahan. Okay. Now, we were in number 7. Nora and Sean were in 6. So, this is number 7. This is number 6. That means 5. This is probably it. but it said the woman. It said the woman in C3.
Hello?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Calm down, dude. Yeah, that log said the woman in C3 was having an issue. But pod C3 is Mr. Callahan, not Mrs. Callahan. I've got to double check that. We need to double check that terminal, so give me a second. I'm going to get back to you. Strange issue with today with pod C3. Subject appeared to be having heart palpitations, nothing life-threatening but unusual. We realized almost too late the pod was malfunctioning. The cryogenic array must have started thawing. Thawing her out. Her. So they are saying here that pod C3 was a woman. But we have another terminal that's telling us it's Mr. Callahan. So let's go back to pod C3 and see if we can see inside. Okay, so here we are on the floor, pod C3. You can see it here on the floor. There's C2. And just to double check, we were in C7. This one open, C7, C6, which was Nora and Sean. That one's fine. So pod C3. And if we can look in here, you can just barely see right there. That is a man. That is a man. So I'm wondering if possibly after the mutiny, the Overseer in fact survived. The Overseer and the science team survived and started stuffing the security personnel into the chambers. Because remember, the way that they're supposed to dispose of dead bodies is supposed to be in the cryo chambers. And Mr. Callahan is definitely not a her. So I wonder if some of these pods were opened up and different people were put in them and less pods were actually filled than originally stated. Because that is a simple mistake that Bethesda could have made. It could just be a mistake on Bethesda's side. They have been known to do that in the past, but at the same time, that they're also supposed to be disposing of bodies in the cryo chambers. That's the preferred way to do it because they're not supposed to open the vault, and there's not an incinerator that we've been able to find. So later on, we're going to have to see if we can find some more information, maybe at the Vault Tech offices, about Vault 111. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Like I said, we were only going to be doing the lore of Vault 111. This was a test vault for the long-term effects of cryogenic freezing. The intention with the staff was that they were going to be short-term. My assumption is that Vault Tech always assumed they were going to die. But right now, that's what happened in Vault 111. Is there were some malfunctions, there was a mutiny, and everyone died in the vault because it was paramount that they not open the door. And we saw someone at the door that probably got shot by someone else to keep them from leaving. But that's just my theory on it, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.